the question of Miss Renee Nuevo of Metro Style. She asks, which lyric or lyrics from the song resonates with you most and why?
Ooh. Have to be the lyric of there'll be those who say we can't. We have to be braver. That was another lyric that I tweaked a little bit. Because yeah, just in anything that you do, and I'm sure in any career you're in or any position that you're in, you're always going to meet naysayers or people that question you or tell you maybe, why are you doing that? Why would you do that? Or just, putting doubt into your mind, people that say you can't or you won't. Um, but it all the more it requires a certain type of courage to go against that because it is scary. It is scary to fail. It's scary to put yourself out there. But I don't really believe that anything great has ever been achieved without putting yourself out there and being brave. So that's a lyric that really resonates with me and I hope would resonate with other people also.
I love how you're revealing lyrics that you tweaked because it shows us how hands-on you are, and you didn't just cover the song, you didn't just do your version of it. You really wanted it to be your own. So that's great.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next friend from the media. We have Odie Jose of Cinema News. Hi, Sir Odie.
Hello, Kat.
Hello po!
Hi, good afternoon. Congratulations.
Hi.
Hi, Miss I.
Thank you.
Hi, BJ. Ayan. Miss Kat, here's my question. Kasi in your Instagram post, you explained that after several tries, you finally meet your and reunite your family in Australia. How does it feel seeing your family after again face to face after a long time, after 1.5 years?
It was very surreal and very emotional. Like we all were just crying. Because it was just such a long time. I mean, I've been away from my family before, but it was always like by choice. It has never been, something that was forced upon us. And I'm an only child. And my dad is already 76 years old now. And it was just kind of a fear that I would always have having an older dad now. What would I do if something would happen to him and either I couldn't be there or I would regret not having time with him. And also I think the pandemic made a lot of us realize that family is one of the most important and valuable things. And it just broke my heart really that I couldn't be with them at such a scary time. My dad even opened up to me when I finally came home that he had this fear that he might never see me again because of the pandemic. And so you can imagine, just as a family, we were very emotional. And every time that we would video call when I was away in the Philippines and they were here, there were many times where there were tears, even though we're just trying to keep that very strong resolve. But that was just the reality for my family for a very long time. I've had how many canceled flights and canceled plans causing me to delay coming to see them. And so finally coming to Australia and undergoing a 15-day long quarantine and nasa hotel room lang ako. And then finally the day after being reunited with them, it was just so I was just like crying and they were crying and it just felt like coming home, because family, like your heart is where your family is, right? And I'm very close to my parents, so it was an answered prayer talaga. And I can only pray for other families that were in my family's position na sana they could have the same reality as mine soon, that they could be reunited again. Because I just know, as someone who's experienced it, how this pandemic has really separated so many from their families and their loved ones. So my heart really goes out to them.
Thank you very much, Miss Kat. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless. And also with you, Miss
Thank you.
DJI.
Thank you, Sir Odie.
Thank you, Odie.
Be safe with your face mask there. Now, we have a student joining us from Tag 91.1. We have Bluebird and Carrie Bell. Hi.
good afternoon here in Dubai, UAE. Hi, DJ IE and
Hello.
Queen Cat. Hello. I don't know if you remembered, but we have
Thank you.
interviewed you 2 years ago here in Dubai.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How can I
Yeah.
forget? Grabe.
Grabe yun. Pinuno mo yung mall namin dito sa Dubai. And so we want to know, kasi we are very excited, of course, your journey as a beauty queen, di ba? Nandiyan pa rin. Pero ngayon, you're starting another journey naman as a recording artist. So, my question for you is, now being a recording artist, I'm sure it's a different environment yan compared to the beauty pageant world. And while doing Raise Your Flag, di ba? Recording Raise Your Flag and the upcoming tracks, di ba? Music mo. Gusto ko malaman, what have you learned or discovered about yourself for the first time?
Thank you for the question. I think I've come to a lot of realizations in a way na parang, if I look back at my journey in pageantry, I really started as someone who didn't know anything. And I combined experience with preparation and training to really be able to be successful in that pursuit. And it feels like I'm starting all over again in music. If I can be completely honest, it's like I have the same fears that I really had in my beginning days of pageantry, where I feel like a newbie and I feel like I have to prove myself. I have to earn my stripes, I guess you could put it. And it's a very vulnerable feeling also, putting out music, especially music that's so personal to you. Even though I didn't write all of the lyrics here, I tweaked and rewrote maybe a few lines in my interpretation of it, but it was based on a lot of things that I said personally in my journey. So it almost feels as if I wrote it in a way. And to put music out that is a reflection of yourself is a very vulnerable position to be in, because if people critique your music, it's like they're critiquing you or what your heart is saying or trying to communicate in that message. So I feel very vulnerable, but ever more so, I feel very supported and encouraged by all the wonderful supportive messages I've been receiving about how the song has really resonated with certain people. To see that it's not only connecting to people who may have, followed along with the journey of Miss Universe, but also to other people who really believe in the message and what it's really trying to convey. So it's definitely a memorable experience, and I don't think there's a better way to kick off going into music. It's not my first single, but it's something that really is about a moment that really redefined my life. So it's really exciting.
Can I add something to that? What's great or amazing about you, Queen Cat, is that when you want something, yun nga, very goal-oriented ka, you just go for it, di ba? Despite the fact na, sabi mo nga, vulnerable ka. But at the end of the day, we see that you're always successful. So you truly are an inspiration. And we thank you for that.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. Thank you.
And I think Bluebird will have a question also.
Thank you. This is my first time kinabahan ako eh. Pero first time ko. Inasahan ko to at saka me myself want to hear you doing this. Sana lang mangyari ito. Do you have any plan of writing or singing or unreleasing a full Tagalog song or maybe Taglish?
Yeah, I would definitely love to, and I'm very sure that it will happen. So yeah, I feel like being Filipino is such a large part of my identity and is such a big part of my journey and my purpose so far. So it definitely would feel right, coming from a storytelling point of view, that I really utilize that language in some sort of expression through a song or maybe a series of songs. It definitely feels like it will happen. So I have no doubt that I definitely will.
Yeah. Thank you, Kat. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Bluebird and Carrie Bell.
Thank you po.
All the way from Dubai. We're down to our last 3 sets of questions. Catriona, I hope you're still okay. I mean,
yes.
your answers are
all good.
Good. Now let's go to Nelly Rosopa. Again, Nelly Rosopa and Irene Ainza of Kabayan Radio or Kabayan Radio with a Q.
Hi! Hi,
Hello po.
VGI and Miss Catriona Gray. You're so
Hello po.
beautiful.
Thank you po.
Yes po. We have a question in here. How do you correlate your song Raise Your Flag to the current situation during this pandemic to all Filipinos around the world?
Yeah, I think thank you for that question. The message of Raise Your Flag is really a call to action to be of service, to take action, to do something for someone or something. And I feel like a resonating feeling that has just overcome us during the course of the last year and a half has been one of disheartenedness, of feeling overwhelmed, of feeling discouraged, of feeling hopeless. I know that I felt all of those things in the course of a year and a half. And I hope that an inspiring song like RYF can really give off a message of, how can we do something for someone else that perhaps can change their reality and how they're seeing the situation. Like I feel like a lot of people say like there's hardly anything, or it's so hard to see the good now because the news and everything that's happening. But hopefully this song could get people to take action so that they could become the good in someone's day, or maybe the good in someone's life through either an act of service or getting involved in their community, or just acts of kindness to their fellow person if they're going about their chores or their errands, or maybe in their school or their workplace. That's really the message of RYF, and that's what I hope people would take away from it.
Any upcoming projects that we can watch out for?
Yes, there are, but nothing that I can plug at the moment because they're still all falling together and the timeline isn't really solid as is with the last year and a half. But definitely new music coming in the next couple of months, and also a few events that'll be coming up also in aligned with the different charity groups that I work with, and also some upcoming projects too.
Thank you and congratulations to your new song.
Thank you po.
You can visit us here in Qatar.
Yes, I would love to. Sana po.
Thank you very much, VGI.
Yes, you too, Miss Nelly or Miss Irene. And I didn't get your name. Is it Nelly?
I'm Nelly.
Oh, you're Nelly. I'm so sad Irene wasn't able to join us. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Nelly of Kabayan Radio, all the way from Qatar. Now we have Tia of Expat Media. Hi, Tia.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Catriona. So, my question is, you said earlier that you felt like a newbie in the music industry and that you feel like you're starting all over again with your career in music, right? So I guess with that, with what you said, I guess a lot of people can resonate with that. Maybe not just the fresh graduates right now, but probably the people out there who in this recent pandemic have been forced to switch careers. So my question is, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting their career in music or in any career for that matter?
Ooh. Well, first, I want to encourage you that I think everyone starts that way. I don't believe anyone starts with being an expert or professional at anything. It always starts from the ground up. So I hope to encourage you with that. Just as, being on stage in pageantry, I did not walk like that 5 years ago. It was something that I really had to learn step by step, and it's just like that with any other career. I think as long as your action plan really involves, trying to find educational resources or trying to work on and improve your skills in any way that you can, that way you're preparing yourself and setting yourself up for success. There's something that I've always resonated with, and that is the formula of preparedness plus opportunity equals success. So in whatever way that you can prepare, that could be maybe talking to people in the field that you're hoping to go in, getting their advice and experience, because you'll find that there are a lot of people who are more than happy to pass on their wisdom or their knowledge to someone and be a mentor to someone. I think mentorship is a very valuable resource. And even further education, even if it's a free resource online or just reading. And then, yeah, just continue working on yourself. If the opportunity hasn't yet presented itself, have faith that it will in God's perfect timing, because there is a small aspect of luck there. But if you are prepared and that opportunity finally does come along, I really am confident that you'll be successful because you have done that work prior.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And I have one more question. Actually, this is from our readers from expatmedia.net. So their question is, actually, there are two questions here. Who are your biggest musical influences? And if you could make another song about your life right now, what would it be? What would it sound like? And which lyrics would stand out?
Ooh, that last question's hard. That's on the spot question. Well, the first question naman, musical influences. Honestly, I listen to so many different artists. But I really resonate with songwriters. Some of my favorites are Guy Sebastian, Emily Sandé, Sam Smith. I really resonate with people who turn their personal experiences into music, because I think that's the beauty of music. When it comes to a song that describes my life, I don't know. Well, I know that it would have a very, it wouldn't have a somber tone because I have lived a very fulfilling life. So it wouldn't be a sad song. Maybe it would be one of a very reflective tone. It would definitely be a storytelling lyric. And I hope that I could phrase the lyrics in such a way that you don't have to know pageantry and you don't have to know being a public figure and what that entails to be able to relate to the lessons that I've learned along the way. I haven't had that long of a life so far, but I do feel like there are certain things that I've learned. So hopefully the lyric would be succinct and storytelling enough to be able to allow that to be a relatable language that people could really resonate with.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you.
Thank you po.